All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well, and also honor and salutations to those of you who are of the hopeful elect and are out there teaching the word of sincerity and truth. So I wanted to talk about an experience I had. It's nothing crazy, but it was just something I was meditating on. That happened last week. There was a guy who came up last week. He came up this week too, and we've been back and forth with this guy for years, I'll say. And he goes through these stages where he's able-minded, and then he breaks, and then goes back into using drugs, and you can see it on him, right? And then he'll come back and he'll be kind of kooky, and then he'll straighten up, and then he comes back to us and he's straight, and it's like he goes through these cycles. And I was really short with him last week, and I normally I'm pretty patient with people, but for whatever reason last week I was short with him. So when I was meditating on it, I was thinking through it, and I was expressing his characteristics, how he goes through these cycles. I realized that the nation of Israel as a whole goes through these cycles, or has been through these cycles, right? When you read the book of Judges, we did the same thing, where it's not obviously not drugs, but in a sense that we get fucked up, right? We kind of straighten up after we get fucked up, and then a judge comes along and saves us, and it was just this endless cycle that the nation of Israel went through. And I realized that the people that come up to us are parabolic in that way, right? And as I realized it, I got apologetic, because it's like here the nation of Israel is the same way, but the Heavenly Father had enough mercy on us that He gave us His Son. And so I wanted to just read some parables that are like that, right? So when you read in the scriptures, obviously, well, maybe not obvious, but in these particular scriptures, these men were in a state of mind to have these visions put on them, right? In Ezra's case, he was fasting. In John the Revelator's case, he was being sent a vision, right? But these things happen for a reason. As a matter of fact, it just reminds me to add another one. Let me write it down here. Okay, so I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to Second Ezra first. Go to Second Ezra. Second Ezra, I think it's 10. Okay, 10, and I'm just gonna jump down. Why did I put 10 and 25? Okay, so when you go into Second Ezra's, towards the end of the 9th chapter, going into the 10th chapter, Ezra sees a woman. A woman appears to him, right? And the vision was so deep that he was in that he actually had like a conversation with this woman that appeared to him, right? She was mourning the death of her son, and in his conversation with her, he felt for her, and he tried to as best he can to comfort her, right? And so as they were having this conversation, this is what happened. This is 25th verse. It says, and it came to pass while I was talking with her, behold, her face upon a sudden shined exceedingly, and her countenance glistered, so that I was afraid of her, and mused what it might be. And behold, suddenly she made a great cry, very fearful, so that the earth shook at the noise of the woman. And I looked, and behold, the woman appeared unto me no more, but there was a city builded, and a large place showed itself from the foundations. Then I was afraid, and cried with a loud voice, and said, where is Uriel the angel, who came unto me at the first? For he hath caused me to fall into many trances, and mine end is turned into corruption, and my prayer to rebuke. Right. So, and as you go on through the chapter, Uriel does come back to him and explain to him that that woman was the nation of Israel, right? And so similar things happen in these times where these different people come up to us, especially our regulars, right? And when I say regulars, I mean like people that always show up to our camps. Pay attention to them, right? Pay attention to the things they say. Pay attention to their behaviors. Like those things are parabolic in nature, right? They're walking examples of something, right? And I try to always take that into consideration when I'm talking to people. Like this person is here for a reason, and let me open up my ears and eyes and see what the Heavenly Father is trying to give us in that particular situation. All right, so I'm gonna go to I'm not gonna read that one. I want to go to this one. I want to go to this one. This is Revelation 12:1. It says, and there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she being with child cried, travailing in birth, in pain to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads. Right. So we know what these things are talking about, right? But um, the Heavenly Father showed them, right, to John the Revelator in this case, as a dragon and as a woman, right? But those things were symbolic of something, right? So when we see things when we're on the highways and byways, those things are symbolic, and I've forgotten that a little bit. I remember Shaquat, brother from Las Vegas, GMS Las Vegas. He came out to visit us a couple of times. I think he had some work that he was doing out here. But he came to visit some years ago, and he said, man, it's sometimes it's good to hold post and just watch what's going on, around the camp as camp is being conducted. And he pointed out some things to me that were really heavy, right? And then I started to pay attention to those kinds of things, and I've lost that a little bit, man. And I want to start paying attention to those, little details like that, because there's always purpose to them, right? So let me go to this other one. This is the last one. This is the one I wrote down as I was talking. I think it's this one. Yep. So this one is more closer to what we experience, right? And I say that because the ones I read before, these are visions that were being given to them. They were in a certain state of mind to receive those things. But us, we're fully awake, right? And we're out there conducting, our work at camp. But real people come up to us, but as they come up to us, they can be parabolic in nature, right? So you pay attention to those things. So this is Acts 10:1. It says, there was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band, a devout man, and one that feared the Most High with all his house, which gave much alms to the people, and prayed to the Most High always. He saw in a vision, evidently about the 9th hour of a day, an angel of the Most High coming into him, saying unto him, Cornelius. And when he looked on him, he was afraid, and said, What is it, Lord? And he said unto him, Thy prayers and thine alms are come up for a memorial before the Most High. And now send men to Joppa, and call for one Simon, whose surname is Peter. He lodgeth with one Simon a tanner, whose house is by the seaside. He shall tell thee what thou oughtest to do. Right? Now, this experience that Cornelius and Peter had, right? They were both having visions separately, but of the meeting that they were going to have, right? And Cornelius and who he was and what he was doing and how he was behaving himself was a parable of the Israelite foreigners. So this is an actual man, right? An actual living person who did something. He wasn't a vision, right? He was an actual person that Peter experienced, and through his experience with this man, he understood that the Heavenly Father was now opening up salvation unto the Israelite foreigners as well, right? So these things can happen, right? We can experience these same types of ordeals if we pay close enough attention. So that's it, man. That's all I wanted to share. Hopefully that was edifying. It was a little short, but I think it was to the point. Again, hopefully it was edifying. I give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honor and salutations to the elect. And with that, I say shalom.